For Katie Chen, her passion for cooking authentic Asian cuisine didn't come from culinary school or online classes. In fact, it came from the best teacher she knew, her mother, Leanne.
My mother immigrated from China to Minnesota in the late 50s, and she was making 50 cents an hour as a seamstress, but she always loved to cook. So one day she threw a luncheon for some of her sewing clients, and they were blown away. They encouraged her to start teaching classes and to cater.
Leanne worked hard and eventually achieved the American dream.
She ended up building it into a $50 million restaurant chain that still exists in Minnesota and bears her name, Leanne Chen.
But it wasn't long before she needed Mom's help when she offered to cook for a dinner party.
I had completely forgotten how to cook. So I called my mom. I kept calling her and asking her questions, and she was like, "This is ridiculous." She showed up on my doorstep. She cooked the whole meal, and she let everyone think I had cooked it.
Katie was inspired by her mother Leanne's talent. She left Hollywood after 14 years and decided to team up with her mom.
We started a catering business, and we had a show on PBS together called Double Happiness. But the biggest gift through all of that was we really became friends in the kitchen.
The opportunities came rolling in. In 2013, the White House invited Katie to be the guest chef at their annual family event.
I had been representing City of Hope, which is a leading cancer research center in Duarte, California. So they pitched me to appear at the White House for the annual Easter egg roll. I got to meet the Obamas, which was incredible.
With her popularity on the rise, she appeared on several cooking segments and as a guest judge on Iron Chef America. In 2016, Katie became an author when she collaborated with her mom to write Everyday Chinese Cooking.
I've written 4 cookbooks. My 5th one's coming out in spring 2021. So those cookbooks have been Asian and my blog is Pan-Asian. However, during this time, we branched out. We've done a lot of Asian dishes, but beyond that, one pot pastas, one dish casseroles, Mexican dishes to French dishes. So we're really trying to be diverse.
But everything came to a halt when the coronavirus turned up. Forcing states and cities to implement stay-at-home orders, Katie and her daughter Becca decided to work together.
I've had to pivot. That's why I put my energy into doing this Cooped Up Cooking with Katie and Becca show, because it helps, build our brand and sell more cookbooks. So that's been a way for us to keep busy, but also, help keep my business going.
The responses have been overwhelming.
We just kind of did this on a lark for fun, but I was so proud when people were writing in saying, I went to the store, I bought all the groceries, I'm cooking along with you. So that's been very fulfilling.
My friends like to join the live streams with their moms or on Instagram. And I think they think it's very entertaining. I think it's very entertaining to watch later.
To stay connected to their fan base, Katie and Becca keep their recipes economical and diverse.
We've done a lot of Asian dishes, but beyond that, we really wanted to focus on using leftovers, foraging in your pantry or your refrigerator.
I think it's fun because you get to try new things and you also get to feel like have fun and learn things at the same time that you might have not known. And then you can tell other people about it so they can do it too.
We're going to dive into our chicken fried rice dish. This dish is themed to learning to love your lockdown leftovers. Today we're using roast chicken, but you could use roast beef, you could use shrimp, you could use any veggie that you have on hand. Becca's going to start by cracking open these eggs because we first are going to scramble the eggs. Good job, Becca. Now can you whisk those together? And then we're just going to season with a bit of salt and a bit of pepper. I'm just going to heat a pan on medium-high heat and add some vegetable oil. So we're just going to add these eggs to the pan. And we're just scrambling up some eggs like you would for breakfast. Next, I'm just going to add a bit more oil. And then we're going to add our rice. Now you could use brown rice in this recipe, you could use quinoa, you could use cauliflower rice for a completely plant-based option for this dish. And then I'm adding our soy sauce. I like to use light soy sauce because it has less sodium. Okay, now Becca, maybe you want to go stand on this side. because she's such a great little sous chef, she's going to continue stir frying and separating the grains until they're coated. Next, I'm just going to add our white button mushrooms, but you can use any kind of mushrooms that you'd like. And mushrooms also have a lot of antioxidants, so they're super healthy. I'm going to add our thawed frozen peas. So we're also going to add our leftover roast chicken. Then we're adding some bean sprouts. If you don't have bean sprouts, it's totally fine. We're now going to add our scrambled eggs. And Becca's just going to continue stir frying and breaking up the eggs so they're blended well into the rice. And finally, I'm going to add some chopped scallions. And then we're going to season with some salt and pepper. Okay, I'm just going to help Becca a little bit get underneath here so everything's heated through and combined. Easy chicken fried rice in under 5 minutes, you guys. It's happy cooking.